Hi, I'm Felipa, and this is day 63 of reading this big Bible. I am on the second book of Samuel, officially completed the first book yesterday. So we've got the news of Saul's overthrow is brought to David. So David finally finds out that Saul and his sons have passed away. And who carries the news is this random person. It says the son of a stranger, an Amalekite. And he actually says that he's the one who killed Saul, because he says Saul leaned on his spear, and when I looked behind him, he saw me, called on to me, I answered, here I am. And he said, slay me, for anguish has come upon me, because my life is yet whole in me. So I stood upon him and slew him, because I was sure that he could not live after that he was fallen. I took the crown that was upon his head and the bracelet that was on his arm, and have brought them hither unto my Lord. So he gives this to David, and David essentially calls for one of his young men to kill this guy, because he says, thy blood be upon thy head, for thy mouth hath testified against thee, saying, I have slain the Lord's anointed. So he said, like, you're bringing me his crown and you're saying you killed him, and you think that I'm going to rejoice in this, but actually, how could you have killed somebody who was anointed by God himself? And we go on to David goes to Hebron, where he's made king of Judah. And a story here about Abner, the son of Ner, captain of Saul's host, taking Ishbosheth, the son of Saul, and bringing him over to Mahanaim. And he made him king over Gilead, and over the Asherites, and over Jezreel, and over Ephraim, and over Benjamin, and over all of Israel. So essentially we have like these two kind of houses: David, king of Hebron, over the house of Judah for 7 years, and this Ishbosheth, the son of Saul. And then there's a conflict between Abner and Joab, so essentially between the two houses, and it kind of ends in a slaughter. And we continue going on that basically there's continued fight between these two houses, and then we have some sort of a respite happen, where it says, well, somewhat of a respite, because it says Ishbosheth is murdered and his head is brought to David. And who murdered him were these sons of Rimmon the Beerothite, Rechab and Banah. And they came in the heat of the day to the house of Ishbosheth, they beheaded him, and they brought this head to David, and David puts to death the men who killed him, because they said, you thought I'd give you a reward when you're so wicked, who killed this person in his own house. And it says, and David commanded his young men, and they slew them, and cut off their hands and their feet, and hanged them up over the pool in Hebron. But they took the head of Ishbosheth and buried it in the sepulchre of Abner in Hebron. And this is where I end day 43, just basically David being anointed king over Israel. And that is what I will start on tomorrow, day 64 out of 365 days. And I will let you know how David's journey continues. Thank you for listening.